Okay, good afternoon, student. Now, today we'll study azygous venous system. Is the PowerPoint visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now today we'll study azygous venous system. So before starting azygous venous system, you should know the meaning of the word azygous. The azygous is come from the Greek word. It is a Greek word which means unpaired. Okay, so you have studied till now that every vein has its own accompanying artery. Okay, every vein has its own accompanying artery. This is the only vein in our body which is unpaired, which do not have its own accompanying artery. That's why it is known as azygous vein, azygous venous system. Now, what is the where does it drain? It drains most of our back of the thoracic wall. Okay, posterior thoracic wall as well as posterior wall of abdomen. That means upper lumbar region. So this is the azygous venous system. It connects two systemic veins, two important large systemic veins. This is superior vena cava. This is superior vena cava with inferior. This is inferior vena cava. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Russell Bravin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is azygous? What is the meaning of the word azygous?
Unpaired, impaired.
Okay, unpaired. What does unpaired means here in this case?
Not join.
Not joined. So you haven't heard carefully.
No corresponding artery.
Yes. Do not have its own corresponding arteries.
Artery.
Okay, azygous venous system drain. Aisma Baral.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Aisma Baral. Where does the azygous venous system drains? Azygous venous system drains which part of our body?
Thoracic wall and upper lumbar region.
Which thoracic wall? Anterior or posterior thoracic wall?
Posterior.
Posterior thoracic wall and posterior wall of abdomen. Okay? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what are the other features of the azygous venous system? The other features of the azygous venous system are, you can see they run in a straight course. Number one. Number two, you can see in the middle there is a vertebra, thoracic vertebra. So they lie on the either side of vertebra. That means they are paravertebral in position. Number two, as the name indicates, azygous, unpaired. So you can see in the pictures they are not accompanied with any corresponding arteries. As all venous channel in our body, they are also provided with valves. Clear? They are also provided with valves. Now, what are the terminal veins of this system? The terminal veins of this azygous venous system are, they are the first and foremost this vein, which is very important in spotter point of view and theory point of view. This is azygous vein. What is this? Azygous vein. The second vein is hemiazygous vein. Here it is. This is the hemiazygous vein. And the third one is accessory hemiazygous vein. Accessory hemiazygous vein is also known as superior hemiazygous vein, whereas hemiazygous vein is also known as inferior hemiazygous vein. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll start with azygous vein. First of all, formation. For the formation of azygous vein, there are two bases. On the developmental basis, azygous vein, the mode of formation varies. Okay. So on the developmental ground, the azygous vein, here you can see the azygous vein form or arise from the back of this inferior vena cava at or below the level of this vein. What are these veins? Two veins. These two veins are renal vein. At or below the level of renal vein as a lumbar azygous vein. What is this vein known as? Lumbar azygous vein. So it may form as a continuation of the lumbar azygous vein, which arises from the back of inferior vena cava at or below the level of renal veins. Or if it does not arise from lumbar azygous vein, in most of the cases, azygous vein is formed by the trunk, which is formed of, here you can see this vein. What is it? By of right subcostal vein with right this vein, right this one here, right ascending lumbar veins, right ascending lumbar veins, right ascending lumbar vein. So azygous vein, what are the formation of azygous vein? The azygous vein is the continuation of lumbar azygous vein, or it is formed by the union of two veins. What are the two veins? Right subcostal vein or right subcostal vein with right ascending lumbar vein. So this is the formation of azygous vein. Avigya Acharya.
Yes, ma'am.
How does azygous vein is formed?
Azygous vein is formed by two ways. First is the continuation
You
of
cannot say two ways. I didn't say two ways. I said or. Do
either
you
one.
understand? Yes.
Either one.
So you cannot say two ways.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It is formed by the continuation of lumbar azygous vein or by the union of right subcostal vein and right ascending lumbar vein.
Okay, good. So don't say 2 ways, don't write 2 ways in the exam. You may get, you will not get the full marks. Okay, Avigya?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you confident, all of you? Formation of azygous vein? Yes? Now we will enter into the course. The azygous vein, after its formation in the posterior wall of abdomen, it enters into the thorax. Which region here? What is this region? This is thorax. It enters into the thorax by behind the right cross of diaphragm. Here you can see this muscle. This muscle is known as diaphragm. It has a right cross and a left cross. This is the right cross. Here you can see this is the right cross. So how does it enter into the thorax? There are several ways. Either it passes behind the right cross of the diaphragm, or it pierces it, or it passes through the aortic opening. Can you see this gap between the right and left cross through which aorta is passing? Descending thoracic aorta is continuing as a abdominal aorta. So that opening is known as aortic opening of diaphragm. Which opening? Here, what is the name of this opening? Aortic opening. Aortic opening. Okay, aortic opening. So how does it enter into the thorax? There are it varies. Okay, there is a slight variation. Most of the time, most of the cases, they passes through the aortic opening of diaphragm. In some of the cases, in a small percentage of cases, they sometimes passes behind the right cross of diaphragm, or they passes into the thorax by piercing the right cross of diaphragm. They are in the minority of cases. In the majority of the cases, they passes through the which opening of the diaphragm? Aortic opening. Aortic opening. At the aortic opening, this aortic opening is also known as aortic hiatus. At the aortic hiatus, okay, at the aortic hiatus, it lies right of the cisterna chyli. It lies right of the cisterna chyli. The spelling is mistaken. CHY. Okay, here it should be CHY. Sorry for the spelling mistake. It lies right of the cisterna chyli, anterior to the which thoracic vertebra? 12th thoracic vertebra. Anterior to the 12th thoracic vertebra. When it passes through the aortic opening, it lies towards the right side of the cisterna chyli, anterior to the 12th thoracic vertebra. Here you can see, can you see this opening here? Wait for a minute, I will. This gap here, this is the aortic opening. Okay, so it passes through the aortic opening. Okay, in front of the 12th thoracic vertebra. Okay, and towards the right side of cisterna chyli. Cisterna chyli is not shown here. Then here you can see in the thorax, it ascend in the right side of which mediastinum? You have, I think mediastinum topic is already finished. So there are, the mediastinum is the middle part of the thoracic cavity between the lungs. Mediastinum is divided by the imaginary horizontal plane into superior and inferior mediastinum. Inferior mediastinum is further divided into 3 parts: anterior, middle and posterior. You know this. Now this azygous vein ascend in the right side of the which mediastinum here? Right side of posterior mediastinum. At the level of the T4, here you can see at the level of the T4, it arches the root of the, this is the root of the right lung or right pulmonary hilum, you can say. So it arches forward above the right pulmonary. What is this, my dear student? It is the right pulmonary hilum. Then finally it terminates into this vein. What is the name of this vein? It terminates into this superior vena cava before piercing the, see here, the superior vena cava is piercing this serous sac. What is the name of the serous sac? Pericardium. So it terminates into the superior vena cava before piercing the pericardium. So this is the short course of which vein? Which vein is this? Azygous vein. Okay. Risidae. Okay, those who will not answer, that means they are not listening to the lecture class. Rishabh Gupta. Okay,
Yes,
they will also. Okay, Rishabh, can you explain the course of the azygous vein after its formation till its termination? How does azygous vein course in our body?
It mostly enters through opening of aortic opening of the diaphragm,
Okay,
and sometimes it enters through cruise of diaphragm or pierces it.
which cross of diaphragm?
Right cross,
Very good. Then it enters into which part of thoracic cavity?
posterior part of thoracic cavity.
You should say posterior mediastinum. It
Yes,
enters
ma'am.
into the thorax. Then it ascends upward in which mediastinum?
In the posterior mediastinum.
Okay, very good, Rishabh. Now, Namika Srihara.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Namika, at which vertebral level it hooks or it arches over the hilum of right lung? And
At
what
the-
happens after that to this vein?
It arches forward above the right pulmonary hilum at T4 level,
Okay,
and then
And-
it terminates in the upper part of superior vena cava
okay. Before piercing pericardium or after piercing pericardium?
before piercing.
Before piercing pericardium.
Peri-
Okay, so that means where does the azygous vein terminate? If we ask you in exam 1 marks question, identify the pinned structure azygous vein. Second question, mention its extent. Extent means formation and termination. How do you answer this question?
It arises from the back of inferior vena cava,
No,
and
no.
it
Okay.
terminates in the upper part of superior vena cava.
Okay, then that means you will get very not full marks. No problem. You have tried. Now I will ask Vidisha Das. Are you there, Vidisha?
Yes, ma'am.
In 2 marks question, in the spotter, if we ask you about write or mention the extent of azygous vein, what you will write down?
Ma'am, I would write down the course.
That is the course. How does it terminate, travels? That is the course. Extent means you have to write down 2 points. How does it form? Number 1, formation. Second point is termination. The termination has been explained in course. So you have to pick up the point from there. Okay, you are confused. Can you answer, Vidisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how do you write down extent?
Ma'am, firstly, I would write down the formation and then the course.
Okay, so the course is how does it travel? For extent means formation and termination. Okay, Vipassana Kalita. How do you write down extent of azygous vein in exam for to get the 2 marks in a spotter exam? Okay, Vipassana, those who are not answering will not get attendance, no problem. That is their loss. Niharika Lal. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Niharika, how you will explain about the extent of azygous vein?
Ma'am, I'll write about its formation that azygous vein is a continuation of lumbar azygous vein or formed by the union of right subcostal vein and right ascending lumbar vein.
Termination?
And termination will be at the level of T4. It arches at the root of pulmonary hilum and terminate into superior vena cava before it pierces the serous pericardium.
Very good, Niharika. You will get 2 out of 2. This is how you have to write the answer to get the good marks. And in addition to it, if you draw the diagram, you will get full marks. So now I will continue with the relation of this vein. Now first of all, relation at the aortic hiatus. You can see this is the aortic hiatus. At the level of the aortic hiatus, posteriorly, what lies posteriorly? This vertebra. What is the name of this vertebra? This is T12, 12th thoracic vertebra. Anteriorly, this ligament. Between the right and left cross, this ligament here, it is known as median, MEDIAN, median arcuate ligament. Median arcuate ligament. Okay, very easy, arcuate, arc shaped, median arcuate ligament. On the left side, this dilated sac, lymphatic sac, this dilated lymphatic sac is known as cisterna chyli. On the left side is the cisterna chyli, and anteriorly is the median arcuate ligament. So what is the relation of this thoracic duct? The relation of the thoracic duct at the level of the aortic hiatus are: posteriorly it is related with the T12 thoracic vertebra, anteriorly it is related with the median arcuate ligament. On the left side it is related with which lymphatic sac? What is the name of this dilated lymphatic sac, my dear student? This is known as cisterna chyli. Confident? So this is the relation of the azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus. At the level of the aortic hiatus. Now, Avinash Kumar. Avinash Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain the relation of azygous vein at the aortic hiatus. Okay, you haven't listened to the class. This is the Prajwal Malla. Are you there? Prajwal Malla, explain the relation of the azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus. Okay, very good. They will not get attendance. Jyoti Meena. Jyoti Meena, explain the relation of the azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, explain the relation of the azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus.
Ma'am, I can't hear you properly. Can you repeat the question?
Explain the relation of the azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus.
Ma'am, posteriorly will be 12 thoracic vertebrae.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Isa Naseem.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain the azygous vein, relation of azygous vein at the level of the aortic hiatus.
Ma'am, posteriorly, it is the 12th thoracic vertebrae, and on the left, it is the cisterna chyli, and anteriorly, it is the median arcuate ligament.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Isa. Those who are not listening properly and not answering properly, this is not the way you have to attend in the class. You are just switching on for the sake of the attendance. This will not work. Okay, now relation at the thorax, at the level of the thorax. As you all know, azygous vein lies in the paravertebral position. So posteriorly, what is the relation? Obviously, bodies of, here you can see, bodies of lower 8, because at the level of the T4, it arches the hilum of the right lung and terminate into SVC. That means it is related posteriorly with the bodies of 8 thoracic vertebra. And between the vertebra, there is intervertebral disc. In front of the vertebra, there is a presence of a ligament which is attached to the anterior surface of the body of vertebra, all vertebra in our body. What is the name of the ligament? Anterior longitudinal ligament. Now, in addition to it, it is related with which vessels? Right posterior intercostal artery. My dear student, on the right side of our body, there is azygous vein. On the left side of our posterior mediastinum, there is descending thoracic aorta. Which artery lies on the left side in our body? Descending thoracic aorta. When you come back, you will do the dissection and you will see which vessel lies here, descending thoracic aorta. And this descending thoracic aorta provide the posterior intercostal artery to the thoracic wall. So on the left side, left posterior intercostal artery. On the right side, right posterior intercostal artery. Now left will go to the left side, so it will not be related with the azygous vein. Whereas the right posterior intercostal artery, to enter into the right intercostal spaces, it has to pass behind the azygous vein. It has to pass behind the azygous vein. So the structures which are related posteriorly in the thoracic region are, what are the structures? Number 1, bodies of lower 8 thoracic vertebra. Between the vertebra, there is intervertebral disc. In front of the vertebral body, what is there in our body? Anterior longitudinal ligament. And in addition to it, there is right posterior intercostal artery, not the left. Why? Because the left posterior intercostal artery arises from descending thoracic aorta. And descending thoracic aorta lies on the left side of the posterior mediastinum. Whereas the right posterior intercostal artery, to enter into the right side intercostal space, it has to pass behind the azygous vein. So that is why right posterior intercostal artery lies posterior to the azygous vein in the thoracic region. Now anterior relation. The anterior, this is anterior aspect, this is posterior aspect, this is superior, this is inferior. Okay. Now anteriorly, here you can see this is the diaphragm. Anteriorly, it is related with the posterior sloping surface of the diaphragm. We are unable to see here. Posterior sloping surface of the diaphragm. In the lower thoracic region, in the lower part, in the lower thoracic region, it is related with the, on the right side there is a right pleura, right lung. So right lung is enclosed within the right pleural sac. So on the lower thoracic region, it is related with, my dear student, here you can see this is esophagus. This is esophagus. Okay, food pipe, esophagus. Here you can see this is esophagus. This one is esophagus and right pleural sac. In front of this esophagus, what lies in our body? You can see this is the fibrous pericardium, serous pericardium enclosing the heart. What is this? Heart. And within the serous pericardium, there is a sinus. What is the name of the sinus? Oblique pericardial sinus. And which part of the heart is related here? Left atrium, left atrium, left atrium. So what are the structures related anterior to the azygous vein? Azygous vein is shown in the green color here in this picture. This is azygous vein. To make you identify, they have used green color. Actually, vein is always blue color. This is azygous vein. So what are the structure related anterior to the azygous vein in thoracic region? They are posterior sloping surface of diaphragm, right pleural sac, esophagus in the lower thoracic part. In front of the esophagus, more anterior to the esophagus, what are the structure in our body? You should know this orientation. What are the structure? They are fibrous pericardium, serous pericardium enclosing the heart. Which pericardial sinus, my dear student? Oblique pericardial sinus. And which exact part of the heart is related here? That is the left atrium. These all structure lies in front of esophagus. Now in upper part of thorax, this here you can see beautifully, this azygous vein, arch of azygous vein, here you can see it is related anteriorly with what is this, my dear student? This is the hilum of, this is the structure which are passing through the hilum of right lung, right lung. Okay, so these are the relation. Anulekha Mukherjee.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain the posterior structures which are related posteriorly to the azygous vein in the thoracic region. What are the structure related posterior to the azygous vein in thorax?
Ma'am, lower 8 thoracic vertebrae, body of the lower 8 thoracic vertebrae,
Okay.
and the intervertebral disc,
Yes.
and anterior longitudinal ligament,
Yes.
and right posterior intercostal arteries.
Very good. Okay, now Priyanka Dhiti Pravat.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain the anterior relation structure which are related anterior to the azygous vein in thorax.
Ma'am, structures.
What are the structure that lies anterior to the azygous vein in your body, in our body, in thorax?
Ma'am, structures anterior to the azygous vein are there is a right pleural sac,
Okay.
esophagus.
Yes.
Anterior
In the lower
to
or upper part of thorax?
Ma'am, lower.
Yes.
Then
And in front of esophagus, what lies in our body? Just imagine, you can take the help of atlas. Later you can see in the cadaver when you come back. Okay. What lies in our body in front of esophagus?
Ma'am, in front of is there heart present in front of?
Yes, in front of esophagus, heart. But heart is enclosed within a sac.
Pericardium.
Very good. So you should say fibrous and serous pericardium. And within the serous pericardium, what sinus is exactly related to the azygous vein? Is it a transverse or oblique sinus?
Ma'am, oblique.
Very good. So oblique sinus lies behind the which atrium?
Oblique
So
sinus.
which atrium is specifically lies anterior to the azygous vein at this point? Right atrium or left atrium?
Ma'am, left
atrium. Okay, when we start heart, that time we'll give you the orientation also, but right now you put left atrium in your mind, which is related anterior to the azygous vein. Very good, Priyanka. Then what are the other structures? Okay, Priyanka, that much is more than sufficient. Good try. Now we'll go into the other relation. On the right side On the right side, it is not, so the right lung and pleura is taken up in this picture. Okay, so on the right side, it is related with the right lung, which is covered by its pleura, right pleura. And in addition to it, on the right side, this is related with this nerve. Can you see this nerve, which is emerging from the sympathetic trunk? This nerve is known as right greater splanchnic nerve. Right greater splanchnic nerve. Now somebody may be confused. What is this greater splanchnic nerve? For your understanding, I'll say these are the preganglionic sympathetic fiber. Preganglionic sympathetic fiber. These are the fiber which do not synapse into the sympathetic trunk. They will get synapse either to the collateral ganglia, the collateral or terminal ganglia of the sympathetic nervous system. So they are splanchnic nerve. As the name indicates, splanchnic, they innervate the viscera. They innervate the viscera. So this is for your concept. But here you should remember what are the structure which are related towards the right side of azygous vein. Towards the right side of azygous vein, what structure lies in our body? They are right lung and its pleura and the right greater splanchnic nerve. The right greater splanchnic nerve is related in the lower part. It lies in the lower part, not in the upper part. You can see in this picture, it is at the lower level, not in the upper level. Okay, so these are the structure which are related towards the right side of azygous vein. Towards the left side, very easy, very easy. I wish you would have seen, everything can be seen in the cadaver. So I hope when you come back, you will rush into the dissection hall and you will do the dissection. That is my hope and belief. So on the left side, you can see here, my dear student, what is this? Thoracic duct. And more towards the left side, which vessel lies in our body? As I told you earlier, what is the name of this vessel? Descending thoracic aorta. And at this point, and slightly at the higher level, in the upper part of thorax, here at this point, in the upper part of thorax, it is shown with the green color. Okay, azygous vein is shown in the green color. Okay, so in the upper part of thorax, it is related with the esophagus, not shown in this picture, trachea. This is the trachea. Okay, and which nerve? Right vagus nerve in the upper part of the thorax. And these all structures are related actually with the arch of azygous vein. Okay, arch of azygous vein. So you should, simple imagination, very easy. What is there? Azygous vein is on the right side. Then more towards the right side, right of azygous vein is right lung and pleura. Left of azygous vein is thoracic duct, descending thoracic aorta. And in the lower part there is esophagus, in the upper part there is esophagus. There is a bifurcation of the trachea. Bifurcation of, see, this is the bifurcation of trachea. And in addition to it, at this point, there is the presence of a nerve. What is the name of the nerve? Vagus nerve. I would have shown you everything in the dissection cadaver. So later on, we'll show you right vagus nerve. So these are the structure related towards the left side of thoracic duct. Left side of thoracic duct. Okay. Now, Simran Praveen, are you there, Simran Praveen? Okay. Monali Pramudika.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the structure that lie towards the left side of azygous vein in thorax?
The thoracic duct.
Very good.
Descending thoracic artery. Oh, sorry, aorta.
Same, you can say artery, aorta, both, no problem. Then in the upper part, at the level of the T4,
we have the esophagus, trachea, and the right vagus nerve.
Very good. Okay, all of you confident with the relation of the azygous vein? All of you, please answer, unmute your mic and answer the questions. All of you confident? Relation of the azygous vein?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Course of azygous vein?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Jaydeep. See, my dear student, I want to tell you everybody, if you do not answer or respond to your teacher while we are teaching, then we all of the teacher mostly get demotivated. And if you do like this, if you just wish for the attendance and if you are just joining for the attendance, that will not work, neither towards your side nor towards our side, because even the teacher required the motivation. If you respond, we will do hard work. This is not the way. Okay, are you following, all of you? So those who are not responding will not get attendance. I am telling you straight. Now Joan Kafle, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how does azygous vein is formed? Mention the formation of azygous vein.
Azygous vein is formed either by the continuation of lumbar azygous vein or by the union of right subcostal vein and right ascending lumbar vein.
Very good. Anmol Kumari.
Yes, ma'am.
Mention the termination of azygous vein. Okay. Satruhan Mandal. Okay, yes. You will not. Yes, Anmol Kumari. Mention the termination of azygous vein.
Ma'am, it terminates in the upper part of supravena cover before piercing the pericardium.
Very good. Okay, Satruhan Mandal. Mention the course of azygous vein in thorax.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, mention the course of azygous vein in thorax.
It passes the right cross of
That is in the
diaphragm.
minority of the cases. In majority of the cases, it passes through the aortic opening, aortic hiatus. Then continue. Do not leave the class until and unless I finish. Those who leave also will not get attendance. Okay, continue, Satruhan. Okay. Sujita Marikhu. Sujita Marikhu, mention the
Yes,
course
ma'am.
of azygous vein.
Yes, ma'am.
Mention the course of azygous vein.
Azygous.
So what have you listened up till now? If you wouldn't have understand, you would have unmute your mic and ask the question. Okay, now this is the first and last warning to all of you. You have to all of you listen carefully to the lecture class. If you do not understand that very moment, you can unmute your mic, request and unmute your mic and ask the question. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now here you can see, this is the picture. See, this is the bifurcation of trachea, this is the descending thoracic aorta, and this nerve at this point, this nerve, here, this nerve. On this side, this is left vagus. On this side, this is right vagus. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I will ask, give you the assignment and homework assignment and attendance assignment tomorrow only. But this is the last warning. You should please listen to the class carefully and answer the question when teacher asks you the questions. All of you, okay? Okay. Is it clear? Azygous vein, formation, termination, course, relation. What is azygous venous system? Characteristic of azygous venous system. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Somebody
Ma'am,
say. Yes.
ma'am, relations of the azygous vein at the thorax posteriorly. The relations are the bodies of the lower athoracic vertebrae, intervertebral disc, anterior longitudinal ligament, and right posterior intercostal arteries.
Yes.
Then, ma'am, you explained that why is it the right posterior intercostal artery and not the left? Can you please explain that part again?
The left posterior intercostal artery arises from descending thoracic aorta. Descending thoracic aorta lies towards the left side of posterior mediastinum. And the left posterior intercostal artery has to pass towards the left intercostal space. And since our azygous vein in our body lies on the right side, yes, so they no need to pass behind the azygous vein because the aorta itself is on the left side. So that is why left is not behind the azygous vein. Or the right posterior intercostal artery has to pass into the right intercostal space. Right intercostal space is towards the right side of azygous vein. So obviously it has to go behind the azygous vein to enter into the intercostal space. So only the right posterior intercostal artery comes in posterior relation, not the left posterior intercostal artery. Clear, Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.